Let's talk about AI, because it isn't some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. Right now, it's completely rewriting the rules of the stock market. For decades, investing was a human game, all about research, gut feelings, and a whole lot of patience. But today, the biggest players on Wall Street aren't human at all. So, we're going to break down how this machine age is changing everything for every single investor and figure out what your next move should be.
But first, I have a question for you. Think about this. Can a piece of software, a simple algorithm, make $1 trillion of value just disappear from the entire global economy in about the time it takes to make a cup of coffee? It sounds completely insane, right? Well, it's not. It already happened.
On the afternoon of May 6, 2010, it was like the market was haunted by a ghost. In just a few minutes, nearly $1 trillion in market value just vanished. Poof, gone. This event is now famously known as the flash crash. And trust me, understanding what happened that day is the absolute key to understanding who or what is really in control of the market today.
So, to figure out where we're all heading, we have to go back to that one single chaotic day. We're going to dissect the flash crash, because when you do, you start to see the invisible forces that are running our financial world right now.
Okay, so picture it. The market is already super tense because of the Greek debt crisis. Then, out of nowhere, the Dow Jones just goes into an absolute freefall. We're talking almost 1,000 points down. Rock-solid companies, the big names, were suddenly trading for pennies on the dollar. And then, just as fast as it crashed, it all bounced right back up. It was pure chaos, and for a terrifying moment, nobody had a clue what was going on. Now, this wasn't just your typical human panic. Yeah, a huge $4.1 billion sell order kicked it all off. But the real destruction? That came from the machines. High-frequency trading algorithms sensed that selling pressure, and they did two things instantly. First, they pulled all their buy orders, so all the buyers just vanished. Then, they started selling aggressively themselves. This created this terrifying automated domino effect that just spiraled completely out of control. The flash crash was such a massive shock to the system that regulators had to invent brand new defenses from scratch. They installed these things called market-wide circuit breakers, which can literally hit a pause button on the entire market if things get too crazy. And they created rules to stop any single stock from going on that kind of wild ride again. Basically, they were building walls to protect us all from these new algorithmic ghosts.
But here's the thing. That crash was only the beginning. The algorithms that caused it have only gotten way more powerful. Today, they've split into two main camps. You've got one side built for pure, mind-bending speed, and the other built for deep, superhuman intelligence.
First, let's just try to wrap our heads around the speed. The machines behind the flash crash are called high-frequency traders, or HFTs. A blink of a human eye takes about 300,000 microseconds. An HFT algorithm, it can execute a trade in one single microsecond. They're making decisions on a timescale that is literally faster than our own nerves can fire. It's physically impossible for us to even perceive it.
But it's not just about being fast. It's about being smart. See, the most advanced AIs on Wall Street are looking at things we're not. They're using something called alternative data. So forget about boring financial reports. These AIs are analyzing satellite images to count cars in Walmart parking lots. They're scraping millions of online job postings to see which companies are really growing. They're even analyzing anonymized credit card data to get a live pulse of the economy.
And all of this crazy data gets fed into what are called quant funds. These are investment funds basically run by AI, and they just churn through mountains of this information. What are they looking for? Complex, predictive patterns that no human analyst could ever hope to spot. They're the intelligence weapon in this new machine-driven market.
So, if the machines are faster than we can think and smarter than our best experts, what does that actually mean for the rest of us? For the regular human investor? I mean, where does that leave us in all this?
Well, the gap between us and them is just staggering. A human analyst might spend weeks, maybe months, deeply researching a few dozen companies. An AI can analyze thousands of them in a few seconds, using data we can't even get our hands on. It's not just a small step up, it's a whole different reality of analysis.
And look, this isn't just a theory. A major study out of Stanford University found that an AI, using only publicly available data, would have outperformed 93% of human fund managers over a 30-year period. The numbers don't lie. When it comes to the old game of pure financial analysis, the machines are winning, hands down.
And there's another kind of chilling reason why. AI has no emotions. It doesn't feel that stomach-dropping fear that makes us sell everything at the bottom of a crash. It doesn't feel that rush of greed that makes us pile into a bubble right at the very top. In fact, these emotionless algorithms are often designed specifically to spot and profit from the predictable emotional mistakes that we humans just keep making, over and over again. Okay, I know this all sounds pretty grim. It feels like we're heading towards a future where there's just no place for humans in investing. But the story is taking a really fascinating turn. The exact same powerful technology that gave Wall Street this incredible edge is now becoming available to you, to me, to everyone. Seriously, this is like we're all about to get a set of superpowers. Imagine being able to ask super complex financial questions in just plain English and get an answer instantly. Or scanning the entire market for hidden gems in seconds. These new tools can literally measure the fear and greed in the market and even automate all the boring stuff, like rebalancing your portfolio to keep you on track.
And this isn't some future tech. These tools are here right now. You have platforms like AlphaSense that act like your own personal research team, summarizing dense documents in a flash. You have tools like Trade Ideas that use machine learning to find potential trades. Sentiment Trader literally tells you the mood of the market. For the first time ever, we can all access institutional-grade power.
And this leads us to a really important shift in how we need to think. The new way to win isn't about trying to outtrade the machines at their own game. Trust me, that's a fight you're gonna lose. The real advantage, the secret, is to start playing a completely different game, one that they're not built for.
So what is this new game? Well, the winning strategy isn't man versus machine, it's man with machine. In the chess world, they have a name for this. They call it a centaur. That's a human player working together with an AI. And here's the kicker. A centaur team is more powerful than any grandmaster playing alone, and it's more powerful than any supercomputer playing alone.
This partnership is all about leveraging the best of both worlds. We bring the strategy, the long-term vision, and those uniquely human things, like judging a company's culture or the quality of its leadership. The AI brings the raw brute force power, tireless data processing, deep quantitative analysis, and 24/7 risk monitoring. It's the perfect team.
So here's the framework. It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Step 1, the human, that's you, sets the strategy. You define your goals and ask the big, important questions. Step 2, you let the AI do all the heavy lifting. The number crunching, the data sifting, the risk monitoring. And step 3, the human makes the final call. You take the AI's objective output, combine it with your own wisdom and insight, and then you decide.
But you know, maybe the most powerful way we can use AI isn't as a number cruncher, but as a behavioral coach. We all know that our emotions are our own worst enemy when it comes to investing. So imagine this. You're about to panic sell during a market dip, and your AI coach steps in with hard data, reminding you of your long-term goals and showing you just how much money people have lost by making that exact mistake in the past. It becomes a shield against our own worst impulses.
We are stepping into a brand new era. It's not going to be defined by a battle against machines, but by our partnership with them. The tools are here, the strategy is clear, so the only real question left is the one you have to answer for yourself. In this new game, what role are you ready to play?